There's this one story that I tell all the time, so I'm going to tell that story today. It's about the first time I heard a racial slur. So I am the daughter of an educator and an accountant, and I grew up in North Macon. I should have gone to Springdale, but I went to Rosa Taylor Elementary with my mom. She taught second grade there. I was the only black student in my class until fifth grade when they had a program called Majority Minority, where students that went to a majority black school could come to a majority white school if their parents opted to do so. So about 2 years before that time, I had a best friend. I'm gonna give her a fake name, April Pritchard. And I went to April's house every Thursday. And the reason why I loved going to April's house is because she had a trampoline. And if you know anything about me, I'm a gymnast, I'm a dancer, I'm a cheerleader, so that trampoline was everything to me. The last time I went to, what did I say her name was, so I won't say the word? Oh yeah, okay. April Pritchard. I went to her house and we were jumping on the trampoline. At the time, she lived, okay, you know where Rosa Taylor is off Forest Hill Road and where Forest Hill meets Napier, right? She lived in a very nice neighborhood right before you get to Napier. But then there's that little creek, and then there's Napier Apartments or Napier Avenue Apartments. You know what apartments I'm talking about? So we were jumping on the trampolines and we were having the best time ever. And she says, some people come out of the apartment complex in the back and she says, "Hey Amber, we gotta go inside the house before the mm-ms come out."
The niggers?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, let's run into the, I never heard the word before, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, let's run into the house. So we ran into the house, we stayed there. My dad picked me up and he was like, how was the visit? I said, it was so good. We jumped on the trampoline for hours and then the mm-ms came out. He said, what? I said, we jumped on the trampoline for hours and then the mm-ms came out. He said, one more time, who came out? I said, the mm-ms. And he drives back down the street and he pulls back in the driveway and I was in the car. But I can only imagine the words that he had for, what's her name? April Pritchard's mom. Because in my head I'm thinking, you know, like, what did I do to get Miss Pritchard and April Pritchard in trouble? Like, what did I say that my dad felt like he needed to stop at the stop sign, drive in reverse on like 90 miles per hour, and pull into the driveway? But after I got home, my mom and my dad sat me down and they explained to me from a perspective of a light-skinned man that integrated schools as an option at Central Lanier High School, and my mom who was forced to integrate schools at Northeast High School when integration was required. It's a unique perspective that word has for them because it came with spit and beating and separate graduations and separate water fountains. And so for me at that moment, I think that was the moment that ignited the involvement that I have in this community. It's so important to me to make sure that there's equal opportunities, that there's little ignorance, that there's resources and so many things available to all people, because that word meant so much to her because her mom had taught her that was dangerous. And you could tell that that was a normal word in her community. So that's the story. I tell it all the time. It was my first access and first opportunity to hear the word but it wasn't my last. And the meaning for it to me is so much greater because children are innocent, behaviors are learned. Thank you.